Chat, here we go. We have a debut of a player who played amazing this last weekend. I talked about it at the start of the stream before we got into the match, but we have Motta. Motta of Ninjas in Pajamas played amazing and hit the shot of the weekend, if you ask me, in Boston during the major this last weekend. So we're going to see how Motta does in 1v1. I noticed that Motta is rated around 20 or so on the leaderboard. So definitely dabbles in ones enough to try their chance at Swiftt. Swiftt, of course, is our 14-year-old South American 1v1er. He is the next-gen representative of the Brazilian squad. And everyone's excited to see what the future holds for Swiftt. But does the future hold a best-of-7 win against Motta today? We'll have to see. MD goes for Melhorde. I'm sure I'm not saying that right. I don't know the pronunciation, all the correct pronunciations of Portuguese. But Motta is going to get his first score on the board as he dashes back off the back wall and recovers to tie the game. You say we get Khaled and Fairy Peak again for the final time? I'm sure we'll get that matchup again someday. Motta taking the reset to the ground. If you guys haven't seen either one of these guys play, Motta's insane shot, I'm sure, is discoverable if you go looking for it in highlight reel. Swiftt, that was a very ambitious attempt. But I honestly haven't seen Motta play much ones. For all I know, a lot of players change their playstyle when they come to the ones field. And we might see a much more reserved, straightforward type 1v1er. Now, we know for a fact that that is not Swiftt. Swiftt is a maniac on the field, like a lot of up-and-comers are around his age. One of the only examples of somebody who seemed to play just really smart 1v1 as opposed to just relying on their raw mechanics and speed was, as I'm sure many of you guys remember, Dr. Known. Dr. Known from KSA was just a really, really smart 1v1er. And that was how he got as high as he did. Swiftt showing you the speed right now. Just playing a bit of keep away before Motta eventually put himself out of position and then trying to side flip to get it clear. Did not pay off. What's KSA? Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. That's what it stands for. Swiftt with the recovery demo. And now a ton of space to work with. Motta challenges. Swiftt is not in an easy position. Motta's going to demo. Swiftt, you could see, wasn't sure how to handle this ball falling from the ceiling. Ultimately realized I probably do have to jump for it, but because he's playing it so slow, Motta is able to line up the demo. Swiftt is really good. Yeah, Swiftt, Motta, the South American players are very, very solid. South America had one of its tougher outings this weekend in the RLCS, but I think it's worth noting, well, actually Furia didn't really have that great of an outing either, but South America can regain, if you ask me. And I do think you have to at least give some credit to the teams that came from South America, even if they've improved in North America since being here. It wouldn't be fair to adopt all of those players as North American and pretend like that talent was fostered from our region. Swiftt, nice resets for the fourth. 4-2 lead over Motta, who is wave dashing to close a bit of the distance, but ultimately playing a bit passive as he heads to the back wall, trying to intercept Swift's dribble. Who's the best player, Nupo or Rawas? That depends what you're asking. And I think Nupo is just a bigger question mark right now for people, as we haven't got to see him in the RLCS just yet. But Rawas certainly has his number in 1v1. I don't. This is my least favorite trend, where you guys just ask about me drinking, considering I never have. I mean, I have in the past, but never on stream, never. I'm just such a minimal drinker. Stop it! Motta, soft touch. Had to use as much boost as possible to get back to the ball. Swiftt wanted the boost steal, which for a moment there looked like a risk not worth taking as Motta tried to get a long shot. Even though he doesn't score, he has a great position. Now Swiftt pre-jumping the air dribble bump and getting there before Motta can get around the ball. A goal that might be securing this game 1 win for Swiftt. Does hosting all these 1v1s improve my rank? No, it doesn't. Because I don't think it translates as much. I think it does count a little bit as practice, as Swiftt misses what was probably an open net from that position. I know he was low on boost, but if he had just taken a brief moment to get around the ball a little bit more, should have scored. I think if I truly played as much as I do normally, and I didn't watch any Rocket League, I would be worse, probably, than I am. I think in some ways, watching as many show matches and stuff as I do does kind of work as staying mentally fresh for how Rocket League works, as opposed to just like taking that time completely off. But all that helps me do is maintain how good I've been. I have not improved in many years. Been like exactly the same skill level for a long time. Swiftt. Swiftt is definitely SSL. So is Motta. These guys are top 100 players. Swiftt is going to win game 1, the best of 7. Game number 2. Motta and Swiftt. Motta making his debut in the 1 scene against the fellow South American. Not an easy one to beat. I think Swiftt, when he last played KV1, did get the win. Is Swiftt the toughest 1v1er currently in South America? Well, only if Yan isn't back there. If we consider Yan, who probably is back in South America for now, then I would say no. The title goes to Yan. But Swiftt might be at the next up. Swiftt camera check to see where Motta is at. Reset wave dash. Tried to fall to the ground and sneak underneath Motta, who successfully covered it. His long shot is not going to be followed up, and Swiftt actually banked on it. A pretty dangerous position to try and dive and go for a tight angle on, and Swiftt says, you know what? It's so dangerous that I bet you won't even do it. So he stays grounded and lets the bounce become a pass for himself. He converts on a goal. What Motta's hoping for is that fake challenge gets Swiftt to panic a little bit and to play the ball off the back wall early. Swiftt has played too many 1v1s to fall for that. Now Motta on the setup has Swiftt recovering late. Tried to play it a bit too slow though, Swiftt. An incredibly aggressive challenge. Now Motta leaning back into the reset. Needs a bump to try and finish it. Is his recovery good enough? It is not. Swiftt will counter. Swiftt looking to have the edge right now. Motta having a tough time finding ways to score against a tenured 1v1er. Something you could see from somebody who maybe hasn't played as many show matches. Oh, Swiftt, what a shot! My goodness. I mean, at some point, you also just have to credit what Swiftt is doing. Swiftt slamming the ball down from the ceiling. Motta doing his best to recover, but it's not going to happen. Delayed kickoff for Swiftt. Motta picking up the corner boost and has possession. Now, these are the kind of situations that we need to see Motta converting on, and the demo will do it. Swiftt has been a bit unorthodox in net and has made it possible for Motta to score in the past, but I think he's almost made it too simple because he thought Swiftt was out of position. This time, though, Swiftt really was out of position. Backflipping that far out of the play meant Motta did not have to be extra in order to get his goal. He's got himself a dribble now. He'll bring it to the ground as Swiftt isn't challenging him. But the fake challenge maybe got Motta to pop the ball when he otherwise wouldn't have. That pop was too strong to really get a solid follow-up from Swiftt, man. Swiftt is just playing exactly to his name, which, of course, is going to lead to chat going crazy with their Swiftt puns. But he's just so fast around the ball. Swiftt and Scribbles are the future of RL. That's the whole point of the next-gen tournament. And, you know, we'll probably do another next-gen tournament. I don't know if we'll do one before Swiftt turns 15. But we couldn't get Swiftt in last time. It's tough because it's a 1v1 tournament, and it's easy, or it's possible to do 2 regions, but you can't do 3. You can't do South America, North America, and Europe. Or really, you know, Mina. Mina can't play South America, so that's why Swiftt wasn't in next gen, even though he's definitely capable. This is a great hook shot from Motta, because we had 3 or 4, I think, Mina players, and so it made more sense to include them over the one we had from South America. One day you should fake a series and instead have 2 plats 1v1 with pro names. I think that would take not even... Time wouldn't have even come off the clock by the time people recognized that it was actually a plat 1v1. And what I mean by that is, like, the clock doesn't start until you hit the ball on the kickoff. And I think how the 2 cars approach the kickoff, it'd already instantly be known. Motta's tying the game. So the plats would not be able to hide as pros for, like I said, not even the kickoff. As they approach the ball on the kickoff, they would instantly be outed. How old is Diaz, the Sam player? I'm not sure. All I know about Diaz, the Sam player, is seems to catch some heat on Twitter. Motta shot too high. Swiftt is doing a good job of converting on Motta possessions that don't go as well as they need to. Motta dashing like a madman. Playing passively, waiting for Swiftt to back off this ball. Bounce dribble, fake, has Swiftt in the air. Nice play. Threatening. Ripping the flick on target. Swiftt has no choice to try and make a play. Even landing there, it looks like Motta might chip the ball, but Motta stayed patient and didn't make a play on the ball until the moment it was scoreable. Swiftt booms the long shot. Motta, the camera work, the wave dash to get to the save. Ball dashes seem to be second nature to Motta. As he tries to bump, Swiftt is going to get back down and get the save. The ball gets only 30% of the way in before Swiftt stops it. And now it's Swiftt falling into the resets, and it's going to do the same to Motta, this time on a higher bounce. Convinces Motta to come off the back wall, expecting the shot, and the slow bounce finds its way in. Yo, thank you, Q-Tip386. I'm not sure I thanked you for the Prime earlier, and thank you, Pecker, for the brand new Tier 1. Appreciate that. Motta trying to boom one near post before the recovery. Did not succeed. Great first touch and just barely able to catch back up to it. Swiftt was going to follow Motta until the wall hit. You can see he's starting to turn away. But as soon as Motta didn't make a touch on the ball, Swiftt said, wait a second, should I stay? Turned back into the play, and that was actually his downfall. If he had recovered immediately, it would have been okay. Motta on the bounce dribble. In the final moments, sometimes it can be easy if the defender is just going to camp in net and not come out to meet you. And you can just put a nice little hook shot up over behind him. Swiftt trying to drop this one down. Motta gets control. The ceiling reset. Swiftt takes it away. It was going to be a stylish end of the game. Up one. Actually does recover. Almost let the game slip away. 1-goal lead. Just needs to play a bit of keep away. And is not doing the best job in the world at it. But can launch this one to the ground. And it will be a tied series. 1-1 between Motta and Swiftt in a best of 7. Game number 3. Swiftt and Motta. Motta with the bounce back after Swiftt really controlled game 1. Air dribble 50. Swiftt on the board. Motta, a very interesting passive double jump. Even just double jumping and not adding any boost was already too high above the play. Motta's going to win a kickoff and a bump to tie it up. Surely Vitality and Rule 1 are favorites for Gamers 8. Yeah, Vitality's got to be the clear favorite, though. Half the games are 3s, and wow, Swiftt, what a shot. We'll watch it again from Motta's perspective to get the full feel. Tons of extra power based on where Motta was expecting it to go. Yeah, I would think that Vitality would be even stronger maybe than they already are in the Gamers 8 format. One of the best 1s, 2s, and 3s teams, period. Same thing with Rule 1. But does Rule 1 have a better position than, say, KC? And I would say, yeah. 2s and 1s favor Rule 1 more than they do Carmine. And then BDS, another top team, I would say that Rule 1 has a better 1s team for sure. Maybe even a better 2s team. So, yeah, I think Rule 1 does get a lot better in a Gamers 8 format, but to be fair, Vitality is still ahead. Just makes them even stronger than they already are. Oh, BDS didn't qual? That's right, I forgot about that. Didn't some EU teams get invited, though? Oh, Motta definitely could have scored there. The hook shot set up the follow-up, but was not able to convert on it. Motta, by the way, is a young RLCS player, right? 15 or 16. I think maybe chat said something, 16 years old. Astromik, if you know who that player is, I think we've had him on stream before for 1s, is known for finding the next best South American player and then getting that player stolen from him. So the joke is that Motta is not long for the team because he's going to get stolen. But who knows if that's actually true. Credit to Astromik for never going away despite his teammates getting taken from him. Motta's going to get a second goal. Only Liquid and KC got invited. Yeah, Liquid is going to do well in the Gamers 8 format. I think Carmine Core might suffer the most. Exotic plays really good 2s though, right? And maybe actually Exotic might play their 1s as well, with their backs against the wall. Swift's going to be able to follow this one up. Just boomed the long shot. And it got to Motta so quickly that... I mean, nah, I take that back. Motta definitely could have gotten a better clear there. For whatever reason, wanted the single jump wave dash, which is not it. Vatira could play him. Surely Vatira plays. Vatira's been playing them recently, but Exotic is a good 1v1er. Exotic's highly rated often. And it just hasn't really played him recently, I feel like. So that could be the biggest reason why Vatira would play them, but I think Exotic's good at 1s. Maybe I'm crazy. But I think they're the team that is kind of like struggling. What is Motta putting camera work in as he gets these resets? Oh, Swiftt just missed an open net. Still up 3 though. Motta is not recovering and definitely could have. Swiftt did not deserve this one, but Motta let him have it. Vatira did go to game 7 with Zen, that's true. But I think if you look at Vatira's record, he, I guess all you need to win is games, but I think Vatira's record doesn't look amazing. Like when you just go by game wins, Swiftt is just going to get this ball so quick. Chip it around Motta. This is kind of how game 1 went before Motta brought it back in game 2. Swiftt is just looking better. Swiftt not allowed to go for the ground pinch he wanted. Motta off the back wall. Look at this shot. Motta not out of it with 1:22. And I think the most interesting part is the camera work again. I swear Motta is like moving his camera when he makes these shots, right? That's not what normal camera would look like. Might have just been no ball cam there. But I swear at least previously he was moving the camera as well. Motta dunk. Couldn't collect the ball to capitalize. Oh, might be able to now though with the demo. Just needs a not near post spawn. That's tough. Anywhere else for Motta, and he's got his 4th goal, but Swiftt gets put in the perfect position to immediately affect the play. So with 55 seconds left to go, it's looking like a Swiftt 2-1 lead, barring Motta's amazing potential comeback. And actually Swiftt is going to pre-jump this way too passively. Doesn't make a play on the ball and just floats himself all the way to the net. I'm not sure what Swift's game plan was there. Swiftt has had the edge on these diagonal kickoffs. I want to see what Motta's doing because Swiftt seems to have a read. Oh, Motta just tried to speed them, but man, I don't know. Swiftt was fully there. Rise does play a bit of 1s. But, I mean, BDS, like they said, didn't qualify. When I was talking to him before they played the qualifier, he said it would either be him or Monkey Moon playing their 1s. Yo, Boom Shakalaka. Thank you for the 20 months of Prime. Swiftt, I wonder if that's the backup plan when he's not able to just completely beat people to the ball with that kickoff. He instead is able to control it into his corner, so he's not in a bad position. But he's certainly going to win this game number 3. Make it a 2-1 series over Motta. These guys wanted best of 7. So Motta's still alive in the long series. How did BDS not qualify? They didn't win enough games. I forget who they lost to, but sometimes the qualification process, I mean, it's not all 3s. The final stage of the qualification is not all 3v3, so you have to be able to hang in every mode. And I know not every top team in threes can do it. Game number 4. Motta and Swiftt. Motta's going to get the first real possession of the game and brings his dribble down for a low 50 and then slots top right. Motta on the board. Driving is definitely an important part of 1v1. Motta is absolutely popping off here in this 4th game. I don't know. It seems like before was playing stressed almost, and now has seemingly decided to just kind of relax and is just moving around the field without a care. The downside is that it can lead to goals like that, but it might unlock a level that we haven't seen yet from Motta. Not going to be able to get back to this one. Swiftt gets to just take a pretty straightforward shot on net and converts. Here's the dark kickoff from Swiftt, but clearly not as effective as Dark is able to be with it, because he gets almost everybody to pass him the ball. Swiftt seemed to have, or sorry, Motta seemed to have the immediate read. Motta is going to get a second goal as Swiftt gets a bit overzealous trying to convert on that possession. Is opening the game a mechanic? In a way. In a way. I tell you what, it was hard for me to open the game earlier today for the first time. Starting it was tough, and I had to retry a few times. So yeah, I'm actually going to go with opening the game is a mechanic. Swiftt, I was talking about earlier, this kickoff where Swiftt gets around the side of the ball. I was saying maybe the backup hope is that it just gets pushed into the corner when he doesn't win it, which he did try and do. I think he tries to just get there early. But what just happened is what I would expect to happen quite a bit, which is the ball just getting dunked directly on target when Swiftt goes as wide as he does. But he must have at least some success with it if he's feeling like it's worthy to bring out in show matches. Can he get this double reset? 50? No, he cannot. So Motta actually should just have a goal the other way. I wonder if Swiftt just didn't get the reset, because it seems like that would have been a great moment right there to use it. How impressed are you with Rule 1? Well, I don't want to undermine their achievements because it was a good one. Top 4 is solid. But I actually, that's where I predicted them to finish. So I was expecting them to do about that well. Or I knew they could do that well. And I would think specifically who impressed me the most was Mawson. I think everyone has Rawas and Killiers. They were up there for offensive and defensive MVP. I think everyone knew they had a really solid event. But before everyone knew Rawas was the top player. Almost everybody included him when talking about the top players, not realizing that Killiers is, just as effective in threes. I think everyone realizes that now. But the person who impressed me the most with how they played and how they rose to the occasion was actually Mawson. Mawson had a really good event, if you ask me, and was a crucial part of them getting top 4 as a team. And so I think he should even find his way into the top lists. Motta trying to pass to himself and is going to succeed as he puts it behind Swiftt and dunks it in for a 5th. First killer versus Swiftt was an interesting game. Was that in Ranked Royale? How did that happen? I only kind of remember that being a match that was played. Motta interception has done exactly what he did in game 2, which is respond to a pretty tough loss with a much more viable chance at the next game. He ended up winning game number 2. Can he hold on in game 4? Is Flake still a top ones player? You know, it's kind of like Drally, if you ask me. You know, people were talking about earlier, Drally, whenever he puts his time into the game, he becomes a top player. I don't know how much Flakes puts in, but we saw around, I think it was Fear Fest finale, Flakes put in some serious effort, and he made it into the main event, which was, you know, top 8 of some of the best 1v1ers in the game. And he got a really tough pool. His whole pool finished top 3, so he wasn't able to get a win in that. But in retrospect, maybe he would have been able to get a win if he had not gotten such an unlucky draw. So yeah, I think when he puts time in, he can be a top player. He has a good play style to beat just about everybody, assuming he can get a read on them. He seems to do really well in series as well, as he starts to recognize what his opponent likes to do and how to punish them for that. Swiftt still within striking distance. Who did Flakes play? I forget who he played to qualify, but in his pool was like Braziers, TRK, and Rawas or something like that. I'm not, some ridiculous trio that ended up finishing very high. Swiftt not able to get a crucial 7th goal. Motta has to get in front of the ball to pick up the 100, and is ball dashing like crazy back into his corner. Doing so means he gets to save a bit of boost in the process, as well as plays much quicker had he did want to turn and challenge, which he decided ultimately to back off. Power slide around as he looks to collect this possession, and should be an absolutely no rush to get to Swift's net, but also just do a bit of a better job of protecting the ball, as Swiftt needs to not be able to steal it so easily and convert for a goal. 44 seconds. Swiftt can bring this game back. Motta demo now grabs 100 at the midfield. All of this is fine for him. I'd like to see him playing a bit more aggressive, because obviously trying to waste out the time did not work earlier, but apparently neither are going to work as he tries to turn in field, and Swiftt is able to lob a flick to pass to himself up the wall and counter to tie the game. Yeah, Flakes did stream the entirety of his run as well, because he does it for the content. Long shot from Swiftt. Swiftt is not going to need OT to take the win. Motta is turtled, as he has had a tough time keeping Swiftt from finding his way back. 9-8 is an insanely high-scoring game. Oh, that was who he had. He might have had Rawas and Moxie and TRK, something crazy like that. I don't know why all of those people would be in his pool, but he had no, he had Braziers. He just had an insane pool. Motta, though, is going to clutch up. Air dribble bump, not holding his head and moping about the fact that he had the lead and gave it up. He's going to stay focused and tie the game up once again. 3 seconds. He wants to do it without OT, and he actually has done a great job of delaying his kickoff. Has an air dribble now, is rushing the ball to net. Reset, has to keep it in the air. In fact, Swiftt might keep it in the air the other way. Swiftt did such a good job. The flick is too high, right? Oh, it's crossbar down and onto the ground. You see Swiftt spamming the camera as he's frustrated he wasn't able to score. Almost an insane 0-second play. Motta going with the turtle shot, where you single jump and flop upside down. Not sure that we'll see that mechanic used a ton, but it's a mechanic that I'm actually very good at. Surprised Motta is using it at the highest level. Motta going to try and slot another one. Top shelf. This one is crossbar down and out. Swiftt hovering behind the ball. Tried to get a bump. In order to convert the shot, Motta had to single jump to get around it. And now he's fighting back the other way. Swiftt ahead of the play. Now has a possession with Motta playing on only pads. Swift's flick off the backboard. And should be a reset on boost. Oh, Swiftt needs a better recovery than this. Actually managed to get back on his wheels and make the save. Motta just launches one right at Swiftt. He could have put it in so many different places in net, but decides to prioritize getting the fastest and soonest shot, which meant just slamming it directly at Swiftt. Swiftt, what a 50, and is going to win the game 10-9. Up 3-1 in the best of 7. Motta's going to need to win 3 straight if he wants to bring it back in his debut. Swiftt, the player that trolls the most. Hey, Swiftt clutched this one out. Wouldn't say this one was a troll. Game 5. Swiftt wanting to close it out. Motta looking to begin to make his mark on 1v1. Has to get through. One of the best in South America to do it right now. Yeah, 1v1 score is insane. 1v1 score is not comparable to other game modes at all. Motta with a low 50. Take the early lead. Hasn't been an issue though for Motta. I think he's had a few early leads. But if the games continue to be 9-8 like they were before, the first goal is going to be long forgotten by the end. Swiftt side flipping this kickoff directly into the net. That has to just be on Motta for not getting around the ball enough. Yo, Godlands, RL, thank you for the tier 1. Motta wants to fake the hook shot. Wanted to get Swiftt off the back wall. As soon as Swiftt got off the back wall, without a shot, it would be a guaranteed goal. But Swiftt stayed patient and waited for the real deal before making a play on the ball. Can Swiftt recover? Swiftt has done a bit of magic earlier in the series, finding ways with very low boost to make it back to net for a save, but this time it's going to be out of reach as Motta puts the hook shots with pace on target, and it's going to win a kickoff, make it 3-1. Swiftt is a Swiftie? You know, that's a good question. I don't know. I guess it's possible. I don't know how popular Taylor Swiftt is in Brazil. Motta going to be gifted another here as Swiftt tries to chase Motta down, and the pixels never quite connect. You know, they're about as close as possible. Swiftt, what an air dribble bump. Chipped the ball with a single touch and then just went flying for Motta, who he knew was going to be pre-jumping. It wasn't really a pre-jump, but just a reactionary early jump. Motta camera check, trying to decide how much he needs to rush if he wants to get a goal. Chasing Swiftt off the ball, and absolutely should be scoring this. Is going to, but for a second there, it looked like didn't touch the ball strong enough to convert. She's popular here. I guess. I don't know. I imagine. How much does English-speaking music permeate past just English-speaking listeners? Because there's certainly songs or artists that are not English-speaking that make their way, you know, to becoming super popular in the US, but I wouldn't say it's a ton. If you're going to be Taylor Swift's next partner, it'll be short-lived. She's going to make a song about Feer, which will be the theme for World's RLCS. I'm sorry, but that is not the case. Lovingly married to Dr. Feer, Taylor Swift doesn't stand a chance. Swiftt pre-jumped. Motta has turned this around. Wasn't able to finish out the previous win, but has a 4-goal lead now. Halfway into game number 5. Just listen to the tunes. No need to understand what they say. You're not wrong. I feel like there's a ton of songs as Motta goes for an air triple bump. I feel like there's a ton of songs that speak both Spanish and English that are very popular. They like dabble in both of them. And I don't know what they're saying when it's the Spanish portion, but you better believe I'm rocking to it. Swiftt. Air dribble resets. Motta actually got the save somehow and actually rolled the ball almost out of scoring position. Motta touching it with the tail end of his car, and then had he gotten the recovery, it would have been one of the best saves we've seen in a bit, but Swiftt is able to force it in. Swiftt starting to work his way back. We've seen this happen before. Motta having a tough time holding on to his lead. The reality of it is that a lot of that has to come at the kickoff, because if you're controlling every kickoff, you can almost completely shut out comebacks. This is great play by Swiftt. Grabs the back corner boost, throws some wall dashes in the process of getting back to bump Motta to make sure Motta can't clear it, and now he has gifted himself a slow bouncing ball and a very easy tap in. Swiftt another kickoff win. Multiple kickoff wins in a row. Big fake gets Motta in the air. Slow bouncer, 7th goal. What is this matchup? These guys scoring like crazy. Motta felt like he had no choice but to try and react to what was a very fast-paced fake. You know, Swiftt is rushing to the ball before pulling away from it. Really felt like a shot was coming. Swiftt. Long shot has tied the game. You were wondering whether or not Motta could hold on. Well, didn't even take Swiftt all the time left in the game. He's kept himself an additional minute 14 to try and take the lead as well. Motta's going to hand the ball over to him. Swiftt. It might be a bit of tilt from Motta. You lose a few kickoffs in a row, and you start making some silly plays. Motta was hoping to be able to protect the ball downwards on the dribble, but rolled out of the way and allowed Swiftt to take the lead to finish off what was an insane comeback. Motta has come alive here a bit, but maybe a bit too late. Yet to be seen as he demos to tie it right back up at 9-9. Absolutely insane offense in these last couple games. Motta does have a kickoff win, decides not to go wall to air dribble, instead getting around the ball, dashing to keep it low. Swiftt does a decent job at protecting every angle and has Motta backing all the way off. Swiftt has been very proficient in these positions. The double jump shot, maybe just single jump, either way, just launches it to the top right, and Motta actually takes this away. This is going to be a Motta goal. Please be a Motta goal. Yes, it is. Okay. I wouldn't be able to mentally handle it not becoming a Motta goal, but it is. And now with 30 seconds, it's Motta with the lead. Kickoff goal. or kick out possession, I should say, in favor of Motta. Not a goal yet. Swiftt will get the double jump and in and out save. Now looking to bide his time to get the right takeaway. As the clock winds down, it's hard to be patient, but sometimes that is the correct decision. But Motta rolls it away and will get a game win. 10-9. Swiftt not going to be so easy as Motta puts himself on the board to make it 3-2. Game 6. Swiftt can close it out here. Otherwise, we're going the entire distance. Swiftt was the one who wanted the best of 7. Motta was going to be okay with either. But Swiftt wanted the extra game and really end up regretting it because he has won the best of 5, but Motta stays alive in the best of 7. And for what feels like the 3rd or 4th time straight, is the first to score. The last match ended 10-9. Are we going to see another double-digit scoreline for one of these two? Swiftt has the ceiling reset, and Motta comes to challenge early. And Swiftt pops it around him. This is a really solid setup. Just inches away from the ceiling usually means that ceiling challenges can be pretty effective, but Swiftt manages to dodge it. And the double is just free play for Swiftt. Motta demoed. Swiftt should just have a second goal. If you want to see Scribbles play 1v1 on stream, he did play Next Gen. So I believe we got at least a couple matches of Scribbles. But that was a while ago now. I mean, for all I know, everybody in that tournament is a different player. If we were to run it again, would Iraqi Ahmad win again? Not sure. I haven't seen Ahmad A7MD play much at all recently. So it would not surprise me to see it go to someone else. When is the you and Ga 2v2 show match? Maybe one day. That was a very impressive 2v2 set of 2v2 replays that I watched of your guys's. I think Scribbles is 13, so I don't think it's anytime soon. This game's slowing down for the first time in 20 or so minutes. As the bounce dribble turns into a power shot. Swiftt is in net, and Motta actually puts it right back at Swiftt. Swiftt was telegraphing that he wanted to go in and out of the net to make the high save. And Motta gave him what he wanted, put it right there on the crossbar. Swiftt a fake first touch, something that Motta a fake first touch, something that Swiftt did not fall for. As Motta trying to get a clean possession, but getting so much boost taken out of his tank in the process of doing so. In fact, didn't even get the possession. Swiftt so much more patient outside this blue net. Although finds himself on the wrong side of the ball for a moment here. Motta's going to be able to clear this out, but not going to be able to pick up any boost. If he wants boost, he's going to have to back off all the way to the corner, which it looks like he will do. So Swiftt will attack with space. The 50 is in. So often, that's the way it works out. Right when the defender buys himself a bit of time and the ability to take a short trip to boost, ends up being the reason why they get scored on, because they relieve that pressure and allow the offense to get a setup as well. But I'm not necessarily saying the right answer for Motta was to chase Swiftt down and try and do his best with just the pads, because he was not going to have any hundreds. Swiftt had taken them all. But so often in 1v1 nowadays, it's how uncomfortable can you make the opponent? Everyone is way too solid on offense. So you have to do your best to make them feel like they can never get any shots they want. And certainly by backing off there, he allows Swiftt to feel comfortable and set up the ideal air dribble. Motta gets a third goal. Cosmic says, "Oh, ones, what an interesting mode." Are you are you lying? Because I think a lot of people here in chat would agree that it is an interesting mode. Something tells me you're trying to be sarcastic. Swiftt, the air dribble 50, keeps the ball close enough on the goal line to be caught and corralled in. Swiftt has these reads on this kickoff from Motta. He's chipped so many direct goals in. And is Motta just delaying it? Yeah, he's delaying it on purpose to try and cheese the ball to the wall. And Swiftt is not having any of it. I think he's read almost every time, it feels like. And the downside for Swiftt or for Motta is so great because it's not like other positions where getting your delay read is still, you know, something you can save and deal with. No, these have been direct goals, immediately converted. Swiftt can't get this over the top of Motta. Motta's flick has Swiftt in net again, and I like this idea to go low. I feel like earlier we saw Motta send the ball to crossbar height in this position. Doesn't seem like it really would have mattered. Swiftt didn't have the kind of recovery necessary to save any shot. But Motta does correctly place it low and behind where Swiftt was. Swiftt leaning back, the wave dash shot fake. Can he keep the 50 in front of the nets? Seems like the long shot from Motta is not enough to catch him off guard. So with a minute left to go, Swiftt has the 2-goal lead and is spamming ball cam like crazy as he tries to get the right read. Oh my goodness, this save was off the crossbar and decides not to jump. I feel like a quick double jump might have had the save. But for whatever reason, Swiftt thinks, you know, maybe it's going to hit crossbar, and so it's going to be worth sitting down on the ground. That'd be the biggest reason to not jump. As if you say, there's no way I can stop it in the air, but there's maybe a chance I can save it. If it were to hit the crossbar and bounce down, then I'll just bank on that. That's the only thing I can say for why Swiftt didn't try and go for it. Motta, 20 seconds to find the goal. Swiftt had control. You're going to see the frustration flick of the camera again. This long shot was handleable. Swiftt decides to go to the right side of the ball and carry it away. He could have also gotten a touch into the right corner, but he felt a clean possession that he was in control of was best, and who's to blame him? But he just misses the catch, and now it's a tie game. So close to closing out the series. This pinch is sent all the way into the blue corner. Motta just set up Swiftt with a pass. He is too good from this position. This 50 sent to the ground. It will hit ground before he gets underneath it, though, so it's overtime. Diagonal kickoffs have been heavily in Swift's favor. And it's going to be the same again as he gets first possession. Motta into the back corner. Fake challenge. Swiftt slowly into the air dribble. Tried to get the 50. Motta was able to swing wide enough to make Swiftt not feel good about the air dribble bump. So he pulled back in an attempt to try. Oh no, Motta had a chance to finish it in style and go to game 7, but instead Swiftt will win on the counterattack. Motta just needed to pull off the ball a slight bit in order to double that in. But instead, it'll be the long shot from Swiftt, 24 seconds into overtime, and a 4-2 win for one of the best 1v1ers in South America.